Okay, so if you're running a service business, you know that sound, right? That ringtone that just always seems to go off at the worst possible moment. Well, today, we're going to dig into how that one little missed call isn't just an annoyance, it's actually a hidden leak that's quietly draining money right out of your business.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. The very act of doing what you're great at, being on a roof, being under a sink, being with a patient, is the exact thing that's stopping you from landing your next big job. It's this crazy paradox that's costing businesses thousands of dollars every single day.
I bet it does. If you're a roofer, a plumber, a dentist, an HVAC tech, this is your daily reality. It's the ultimate catch-22 of being a successful in-demand pro.
So let's really get into it. Let's break down what happens in that exact moment when a new customer calls, you can't pick up, and poof, they're gone.
This is the heart of the problem, isn't it? You're 20 feet up on a ladder, your hands are full, or you're giving your full attention to the customer who's already paying you. You're doing the right thing, but that call that just went to voicemail, let's be honest, that person isn't waiting around. They're already back on Google dialing your competitor. Just like that.
And it's so easy to think, it's just one call, no big deal. But when you look at the actual numbers, they tell a totally different, and frankly, a much scarier story. Let's see what's really happening when that call goes unanswered.
Okay, get ready for this number. 78%. That's a huge number, right? That's how many home service leads just go completely unanswered in the first hour. We're talking about nearly 8 out of 10 potential customers who are met with total silence.
And if that wasn't bad enough, here's the real kicker. 70% of those people, the ones who couldn't get through, will just hire the very first company that actually answers the phone. It doesn't matter if your reviews are better or if your prices are fair. In this game, speed wins. Period.
You see, it's a domino effect. It's not just about that one lost job. Every single missed call means you're wasting the money is spent on advertising to get that call in the first place. It can actually hurt your Google ranking. It chips away at your reputation. And worst of all, the busier and more successful you get, the more calls you miss. It's this vicious cycle that's almost impossible to break.
So, what's the fix? Hire a receptionist? Get an old-school answering service? I mean, those have their own problems. They're expensive, they clock out at 5 p.m., and they can only talk to one person at a time. It is time for a modern solution, one that was built for this exact problem.
And I know what you're thinking because it's the first thing everyone asks. AI, isn't that going to sound like a clunky robot and just tick off my customers? And the answer is a firm no. We are not talking about those horrible press 1 for sales nightmares we all hate. Modern AI can have incredibly natural conversations, it can understand when people interrupt, and it can even pick up on the urgency in someone's voice.
Let's just put them side by side. It's pretty eye-opening. The old way is totally limited by human stuff. Business hours, sick days, only handling one call at a time. The modern way? With an AI agent, it's always on, 24/7. It costs a tiny fraction of a salary. And here's the wild part. It can handle 1 call, 10 calls, or 100 calls, all at the exact same time without ever missing a beat.
So let's make this super practical. Imagine you run an HVAC company in the middle of a brutal heat wave. The phones are ringing off the hook. A call comes in. The AI answers on the first ring, asks the right questions like, is it making a weird noise? Checks your technician's live calendar, books the appointment right then and there, and sends a confirmation text. And, this is crucial, if the caller says, my AC is broken and I have a newborn, the AI knows that's an emergency and instantly patches the call through to a real person.
And let's be super clear here. This is not about replacing the human touch. It's about automating all the boring, repetitive conversations that eat up so much time. It handles all the FAQs, the scheduling, the do you service my area questions, which frees you and your team up to do the actual skilled work you're getting paid for.
Okay, so the tech is cool, for sure. But let's talk about what really matters. The bottom line. The money. What kind of financial and operational impact are we actually talking about here? I mean, this chart really says it all, doesn't it? Hiring even a part-time receptionist is going to cost you over $2,000 a month, and that's for maybe 20 hours a week of coverage. A 24/7 AI agent that never sleeps, never takes a break? You're looking at a small fraction of that. The math is, well, it's pretty simple.
So, what's the return on that investment? Most businesses see an ROI somewhere between 200 and 500%, and that's usually within the first few months. It's just from capturing the leads they were already missing. And think about the snowball effect. More jobs means more great reviews, which boosts your Google ranking, which brings in, you guessed it, even more calls.
But honestly, the real return isn't just a percentage on a spreadsheet. It's about stopping those constant interruptions. It's your team being less stressed out because they're not trying to juggle a ringing phone and an in-person customer. It's about being able to actually sleep at night, knowing that every single opportunity that comes your way is being captured.
And if you're thinking, this sounds way too complicated, don't worry. These platforms are designed for busy owners, not tech experts. You can be up and running in about a week. A lot of people just start by having it answer calls after 5 p.m. and on weekends, just to test the waters. It's that easy.
So here's the big takeaway from all of this. AI voice agents. They aren't some futuristic sci-fi idea anymore. They're an essential business tool for right now. The choice really isn't about whether to adopt technology anymore. It's about whether you're willing to keep letting opportunities just slip through your fingers.
The reality is, customer expectations have totally changed. They want an answer now. Not in an hour, not tomorrow morning, and you can bet that your competitors are already adapting to this new reality. The ones who do will thrive, and the ones who don't, well, they'll be left wondering where'd all their leads went. And this brings us right back to where we started. You started your business to be great at your craft, not to be a full-time call center operator. You work way too hard to let your own success be the very thing that stops you from growing even more.
So, I'll just leave you with this one thought. Right now, as you're listening to this, your business phone could be ringing. A new customer, a new opportunity. The only question left is, are you ready to answer?